Hi and welcome to the Studio Marco Primeau. Today I want to revisit a video I made a few months ago about making a mono track stereo using some tricks and some effects. Just before I go, I just want to apologize because I'm not posting as many videos as I was before. I got a new job as an IT manager, and it takes a lot of my brain power to reissue all the securities of the company and accesses and stuff like that. But I should be getting on track in a few weeks and posting once a week. If you have any questions or suggestions for new videos, please say so in the comments. Of course, if you want to help the channel, think about liking the videos, think about subscribing, hit the bell to get notifications, and share the videos. And also, if you go in the description, there's some links to buy some Magix products. You won't pay more, just a little kickback to me. And also a link for some merch like this one. Anyway, let's go. All right, this is the setup for this test. I did put a guitar track right here. And I made a copy on this other track, same timing. And if we invert the polarity, they should cancel. That's the case. And what I did is there's a replay of the same notes. So I did take the second part and put it on top on the first part just to see if it does the same thing. It's a bit like playing twice the same part instead of trying to take the mono track and make it stereo. All right. So after that, at the bottom, you get how wide the signal is right here and the phase correlation right here, levels and anything. So on top of this, I did send the signal to an aux right here. So if I play both and I invert the polarity, they cancel. So I will apply some effects on this one and we will compare how the signal go. And one way to compare it is by using an EQ match. So I will analyze the original signal and then the stereo, fake stereo signal as well. So let's start with analyzing the signal, the original signal. Capture. Okay. And what we do now is just misplace the second track. So that's one thing that many people do. They put a delay on the same signal on a second track and it will become stereo. So let's see what it does. On a solo, pan one, pan the other one, and we're going to zoom in tiny bit and displace it just like that maybe. So you see the signal is very wide and the correlation goes around 90. And this is not really a problem unless you listen to it from a distance or in mono. So let's listen again in mono. You can hear right away that there is some missing frequencies. So what we're going to do is put a mono effect just before our EQ match and also test this. So let's listen without it. So let's analyze the difference now. So we're gonna listen to it in stereo, and I capture. Okay. So you see now the difference between the mono and the fake stereo frequencies is really different. And it's up to maybe 6 dB or something like that, which is pretty much in those frequencies. The reason is there's some cancellation in the wave files because those two signals are identical. At some point, if you differ the timing, some waves will cancel themselves. So it depends on the speed of the frequency and of course the distance from each other. At some point some frequencies will be disturbed, and this is what we see here. So let's try another. Let's try in mono and see if it's different. Right, capture again. Okay, you see that the difference is a bit less, but there's still some bumps, and especially in the lower frequencies, and then it gets better on the top ones. The top ones, of course, the waves are shorter, so if you distance the more distance you put between the two tracks, the less there will be cancellation. All right, so let's go back there, and what we're going to do is use only the first track, put it in the middle, mute this one. In my first video about this, I talked about using some mid-side processing, so MS processing, and I realized that maybe it's not the right choice if you only have one track and it is mono. So let's try it. We're going to activate this, and this allows us to put mid-side processing and affect the side and the mid separately. So what we're going to do, we're going to put 0 here and 0 here. So this should not modify anything, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to push the gain up for the sides and see if it becomes stereo or not. Let's go with less mid then. See, it does not make any difference. Of course, yes, in the volumes, but not in the stereo imaging. That's because the signal by itself does not have anything on the sides. It's only a mono signal in the middle. So that was the part that I was mistaken in my first video, saying that we should use mid-side processing. It becomes true if you have a stereo image already there, and you want to spread it just a tiny bit. It's going to be better to do it that way compared to using some other software that will change the phases. So this one does not play with the phases, only getting more mid or more side if you play with the gains here. Of course, this plugin by itself is a multiband compressor, but in this instance, I'm not compressing at all. So now let's test with the same plugin in the first video. Let's start maybe not so wide. Okay, and we will analyze it at the same time. Okay, you see that there isn't a lot of difference. pretty much the same. Let's go wider and start again. Okay, I don't know if you saw, but the phasing correlation, and actually we went very far in the left and right spectrum. And you see now we have a wave of frequencies that are canceled. And I can zoom in. This is a -6. And let's put it in mono at the end. So the processing goes into stereo and then we put it back in mono, simulating using, let's say, a mono speaker, a Bluetooth speaker, or maybe a little system stereo, but you are far from it. So those two signals from left and right will be combined in your ears. So let's capture again and hit play. So back to mono, there's not really a problem with the phasing. So that's interesting. Although when we listen to it, it seems that the frequencies are different. So you see that it is better to use this plugin compared to using a copy of the track and displacing it in time. Because if you remember, there was a lot of difference compared to this. We can try one last plugin, which is this one. And if we try to change the image for different frequency bands, let's play. You see again, it does not make any difference because those are Midside processing. So in this plugin, we can stereolize it by activating, let's say, mono-compatible decorrelation process. Let's see if it's through. Well, the difference is very, very minor. And it sounds stereo in my ears. So let's put it back in mono and capture again. All right. So that's very good. So in all the tests that I made, if I only have one track, I would prefer using this method. And I don't know what they do in the background with that processing, but it sounds stereo, but it does not cancel much frequencies. So that's very nice. And of course, the other thing that we can do at the end is say, okay, I will use that track, the initial track, but I will play it again. That's why I'm gonna take this back here. So it seems that even if we play the part twice and pan one left, pan one right, there will be still some cancellation, as you can see right here. So at the end, it seems that Ozone 10 imager seems to be the best way to go and still be compatible in mono. So you get to decide, make your own test. Let me know what you ended up with. If you get a better solution, let me know. All right, as you see, there's a lot of ways to do the same thing and give some average results or good results, depend on how you work. So I hope you liked this video. Just click on like and so on. See you for the next one.